Greetings and welcome to another episode of Sonic Odyssey, the music video channel dedicated to bringing you the last 50 years of music in review and discussion format. And before we dive into today's music, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Please be sure to like the video. If you so do, please click the little thumbs up button and also share the video through social media networks. You can click the share button and you can share through Facebook, Twitter, and other social media outlets. Also, please subscribe to the video channel so you can stay up to date with all things Sonic Odyssey. And if you're so inclined, I have a Patreon page and a Patreon account, and you can see the link for it in the show description below. Please click that link and take a look at the Patreon page and consider becoming a patron. That would be fantastic, and your patronage would be greatly appreciated. Okay, on to today's topic. Anthrax is a thrash heavy metal band out of New York City and is considered one of the big four heavy metal thrash acts that came out of the early 1980s alongside Metallica, Megadeth, and Slayer. Those latter three came from the West Coast, California notably, and Anthrax came from New York City. They're the lone representative, but not the lone act. Other bands such as Nuclear Assault and the almighty band Overkill also are thrash bands from the East Coast. Overkill is from New Jersey. Anthrax formed in 1981 by rhythm guitarist Scott Ian and bassist Dan Lilliker. And by 1985, they had pretty much solidified what came to be known as the classic lineup. There had been a few lineup shifts with different drummers and vocalists and lead guitarists, but by 1985 they had pretty much settled in with Charlie Benante on drums, Dan Spitz on lead guitar, and Joey Belladonna on lead vocals. They released 4 albums from 1985 through 1990, including the album that truly kind of skyrocketed them to the heights of thrash renown, and that would be the album Spreading the Disease. But in latter parts of the 1980s, there was dissension between members of the band, and most specifically between Scott Ian and Joey Belladonna. Scott Ian, being the primary songwriter, was frustrated with Joey Belladonna's performing his lyrics and performing the songs, I guess not to his liking. And so this led to their ultimately firing Joey Belladonna in 1992. John Bush came in from Armored Saint and joined the band in 1992-93 and was with them for his first debut record appearance with Anthrax, the album we're looking at today, Sound of White Noise. Not only was this John Bush's first recording with Anthrax, sadly it was also the last recording that Dan Spitz did with the band on lead guitar. The Joey Belladonna years of Anthrax are sort of ironically referred to as the comic book and shorts era of the band. When John Bush came into the band, the sound became a little bit more mature, a little bit darker and edgier, a little bit more serious. Anthrax, as many thrash bands tend to be, can be socio-political in their lyrics and songwriting style. And Anthrax had been that in the Belladonna years, but a little bit also comic-y and comic book story-wise, and a little bit more fun and good-natured, but when Bush came in, a more serious tone took over. And Sound of White Noise has a darker sound overall. It probably had something to do also with the grunge movement coming out of the northwest of America at that time, with Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Nirvana. That was a huge impact on metal music in general. And additionally, the producer who worked with Anthrax in putting together the Sound of White Noise had also worked with Alice in Chains, so that could also very easily lend to the overall sound of Sound of White Noise. So we're going to sample a little bit of the opening track from Sound of White Noise right now. This is the first track of the album, entitled Potter's Field. The album has a bookend to it. The opening of the album is white noise, the kind of staticky sound that you would get when you would turn or tune a TV channel to a non-transmitting channel, and you just get that staticky, hissing sound. And a narrator's voice comes in saying, "This is a journey into sound." But this is from the first track, Potter's Field. Right off, one of the first things that comes out when you listen to this sound snippet that I played for you, that brings out this darker, edgier sound quality to the band, is John Bush's vocal performance. Joey Belladonna had a higher range. He had a more falsetto style of singing, whereas Bush's vocals are in a lower register and give a more menacing, a more threatening edge to them. Sound of White Noise has a total of 4 singles that were released from it, and it was their highest charting album ever. It debuted at number 7 on the Billboard Top 200. Among the singles that were released were the songs Only and Black Lodge. Black Lodge is a haunting song, co-written with the composer of Twin Peaks, Blue Velvet, and other works, who goes by the name of Angelo Badalamenti. It's also probably the slowest and song on the album. It is a little bit down tempo compared to the rest of the album. Room for One More, another one of the singles, was a little bit more of an alternative style of metal with a mid-tempo and a bit still heavy, but a little bit more of alternative tenor to it. And the heavier songs, of course, would be like the single Only and High Pro Glow. One of the heavier songs is another track that we're going to listen to a little bit of right now. This is the 10th track from the album, a song called Burst. you can hear when the song comes in, the bass is right at the forefront here, and the guitars, when they do come in, are chugging and relentless. Scott Ian provides the vocal shouts that accompany John Bush's singing in the song. It's got kind of a rallying vibe to it. All in all, Sound of White Noise delivers a serious serving of 11 tracks of great metal music. The sound is sort of grunge era influenced, but the performances from all the members are sharp as a stiletto. This was also their, as I said, highest ranking album in their career. The closest they came was their more recent, I think it was Worship Music, coming in at number 9. This came in at number 7 on the top Billboard 200. The Sound of White Noise easily gets 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is one of the better albums Anthrax has ever made, if not the best album in my opinion. It paints a perfect picture for its time of what the sound was at that time and what the band was doing and how they were progressing and maturing in their songwriting capabilities as well as in their performance and delivery. It's unfortunate that eventually they would bring Joey Belladonna back into the fold, and now John Bush is back with Armored Saint and doing wonderful things there. But that period that John Bush was with Anthrax, they released a total of 5 albums, and I would say that Sound of White Noise and its successor, the album from 1995, Stomp 442, are probably 2 of the better albums Anthrax ever released. The band had tremendous energy and creativity. Even with the loss of Dan Spitz on Stomp 442, they still had fantastic lead guitar work from Charlie Benante, the drummer, and also from Dimebag Darrell of Pantera fame, coming in and playing some lead guitar work. So they really did a great job, and the last album that John Bush recorded with them was We've Come For You All, and that was the first album to introduce Rob Caggiano on lead guitar to the band. That was another great addition to the band. So the John Bush years of Anthrax remain my favorite. The Joey Belladonna years are not terrible. They're still great thrash albums. Persistence of Time is a really intense, hard edge album. That was the last album he recorded before being fired the first time. And the latest album, For All Kings, is a fairly good performance from him as well. The band has continued to mature musically, and the performances show that. So, with all that being said, I thank you very much for your time. I hope you'll give Sound of White Noise by Anthrax 1993 a look. It's a really fantastic heavy metal ride, a thrash metal showcase with some grungy elements to it. Really great listening, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Peace. Bye-bye.